Hi, I'm Erica. I am the owner of Brushy Kreek Coons. I'm making this video to introduce myself to you, and it's a little bit in response to a bad experience I had with a potential buyer. I want to make sure I am clear about the health testing of my cats, my program, and what's involved in purchasing a kitten from Brushy Kreek Coons. So I'll give you a little bit about me and a little bit about the program that I have. I started breeding about 7 years ago, I think, and I only breed Maine Coons. Started with one female, and now I have grown, and I have a Cattery. Everyone has a different way of breeding their Maine Coons or their cats or their dogs. Every breeder has their own program, their own preferences for anything. It's their program, run it how they want, perfectly fine. My program, I run how I want. I do put the cats on my website. Sometimes there is a newer parent that has recently been working and they may not be on the website yet. However, I do have their health testing available, and if I haven't had it on the website and you want to see it, contact me. I'll be happy to provide it to you. We do have health testing out on the site for everything that we have for cats that are there. I have echocardiograms on all of my breeding cats. I have DNA on almost all of my breeding cats. If I don't have their DNA, I have their parents' DNA. So I know that the health is all there. On the hips, I have hips for most everyone. There are a few that might be missing. Females, especially if they're in heat or they're nursing, I have to wait on their hips. And so I may not have hips on all of my females, but I am working on that. Some breeders don't even do hips. They may not have access to a vet that does it. They just may not feel it's a big risk. When I first brought it up to my vet, he was like, I don't even think OFA has a registry for cats. They do. But it's just not as common in cats as it is in dogs. And even some dogs aren't concerned with hips for health testing. Maine Coons, being a bigger size for their breed, can have some hip issues. Some breeders don't feel it's a risk, and that is okay. If they don't want to test their hips, they do not have to. I won't judge anyone who doesn't test their hips. I do test mine, and I have retired some beautiful cats and neutered a beautiful cat because of their hip score. One that comes to mind is Creed. You may not remember him, but I do. I think of him often. And his family even let me visit him one time. It was very nice. If a breeder hadn't done hips, he had moderate to severe hip dysplasia on the x-ray, but he walked around fine. You wouldn't know if you hadn't done a hip x-ray. So he could be bred today if I did not do hips. But some don't do that, and that is still okay. I just want to make that clear. If a breeder chooses not to, that's their choice. I choose to, and I put the results out there. If you are looking for a cat from us and you want to see the parents testing, you can see that. I don't apologize for what my cats are out there. If you don't like it, don't buy a cat from me. It's that simple. So my health testing includes echoes, hips, DNA, and general vet checks as well. We can't predict everything that happens. You may have two perfectly healthy cats get together and you have some anomaly that happens with a kitten, either when it's born or down the road or whatever. And I really depend on families to let me know when something's happened down the road so that I know for future pairings, maybe to avoid that pairing. Just because you have one thing on a kitten that happens doesn't mean you should retire both parents. But if I have an anomaly happening with a particular parent as a descendant or one of the ancestors in a line, then I kind of start to look, do I need to retire this cat? Do I need to just avoid that pairing because maybe there's some recessive gene stuff going on? That's good information to know. And I do use that, and I do make notes. And so when people contact me, I do use that information. So I do appreciate folks that keep in touch because it does help improve the breeding program. Because the goal is to provide pets for you, Maine Coon pets for your family, but healthy Maine Coon pets. That's my goal. And I do depend on families to help me with that and improve the program. If there's someone I need to take out, I'll take them out. If there's, a pairing I need to avoid, I'll avoid it. So I do appreciate that feedback. I really do. I am a little bit defensive sometimes if there's a breeder that says you shouldn't do that. I disagree. I talk with my vet. Every cat I have that my vet has seen, they've seen the hips. If it's breeding, my vet has said, there's no reason you can't breed this cat. If you have a problem with that, don't buy my cats. You can buy them from somewhere else. Perfectly fine. You can do whatever you and your vet choose. That's simple. I am a little bit defensive about that because if you say I'm a backyard breeder because how I choose to do my program, I do take offense at that. Do your program how you want as a breeder. Perfectly fine. And as a pet family, you should expect the healthiest kitten that you can get. And we try our best to start with the best. Stuff happens, we can't control. I mean, there's things that we just don't know. We can't test for everything when it comes to breeding. If we could, there'd probably be very little gene pool. But that would help great if we could, but we can't test for everything. There's some weird conditions we just can't test for. And I wish we could. And there is improvement all the time, but we learn as we go. And so we can see when things happen with cats and stuff pops up, we can say, okay, this must be like a recessive gene or something that seems to pop up. We'll avoid that pairing. Or if it's a cat that has a lot of issues, we'll take it out of the program. So just want to let you know, we do our best to give healthy cats. Sometimes stuff happens. We have had kittens pass away for whatever reason. They swallowed something, but yet they want to say it's genetic. I don't care. That's fine. If you have a cat that has a weird, we have had cats that have a weird, like something's not working right in their organs. Obviously, we want to get them the best care that they can, but we can't test for that. So I just want to let you know, we do the best we can with all the testing we have, and that's all we can do. So that's just a little bit about my health testing program and what we do to start with the best cats that we can. I am going to add some other videos about how to reserve a kitten, our reserve process, the picking up process, all kinds of videos. This video could get long, but I wanted to just let you know, put a face to a name. For one, I know there's a lot of scammer breeders out there, and I just want you to know I'm Erica. Erica is who owns Brushy Kreek Coons. I've had a girl show me the stuff that AI shows that says we're probably a scammer. A lot of legitimate breeders are having that with AI stuff. And it says that Brushy Kreek Coons might be owned by Kristen. It's not owned by Kristen. I don't know who Kristen is. But my program does start with the best cats. I am USDA licensed. I'm licensed by the state of Missouri Department of Agriculture. The inspectors have come in, have found nothing on my inspections. My state inspector even suggested I apply for Blue Ribbon Kennel, and that's a prestigious honor in Missouri for breeders. There are no cat breeders in Missouri that have that qualification. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not, because it does mean more inspections. The state vet comes and looks, but she loves our facility. We have a lot of room in our facility, and I'm going to be popping up a video here in a little while with a little virtual tour of our cattery, so you can see where our cats are housed, the room that they have, and how they live day to day. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact us, and I'll answer any questions that you have. We are located in Houston, Missouri, South Central Missouri, about 2.5 hours from St. Louis, about an hour and a half from Springfield. And most of our kittens, we ask that you pick them up at the cattery, but we do have partner breeders. I have family members that also have some cats and help me out. My niece has some cats south of St. Louis, actually south of Festus, so she's about an hour south of St. Louis. I have my brother and his wife are in Branson, Missouri, and I have a friend of mine who has some cats in Summersville, Missouri. So we do have some other kittens elsewhere as well. We do offer breeding rights. However, after the last experience I had with a new breeder, I'm going to be more picky about it. I'll be quite honest with you. When I started breeding, it was difficult to find a breeding cat because I have found cat breeders are very protective, and now I see why, but they're very protective of their lines and their kittens, and that's totally okay. I want to be able to offer breeding for folks who do want to get into it and not have to import from Russia. We've imported and had to spay probably half to 3/4 of what we imported because they didn't pass health testing. So, and health is important to me. I do have several cats, but health is still the utmost top priority because that's how a successful breeder stays successful, is they have healthy cats. So we do have folks that help me. So when you get on Facebook, you might have me answering, you might have my niece answering, you might have my sister-in-law answering. I have folks that help me. And then I have a manager at the Cattery, Leanne, and she's a great help. And she helps a lot with the day-to-day stuff. She might post some cute videos on Facebook. So I have a whole team behind me that really help me. The gal with the English accent on Facebook, that's my sister-in-law, Camilla. She's beautiful and I love her help. So totally appreciate it. My niece is Audria, gonna get her on here at some point when our schedules align. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has 4 kids, 2 with CF. So she is a very busy, busy mom, but she does a wicked great job with her cats. They are well socialized with all her kids, her dogs, the other cats. The cats from her home are the best. They just are. So, and I'll start kind of putting in there where these cats are located, whether it's at my brother's home in Branson, which they have lots of kids, and another dog too, super socialized cats, at my niece's home, at my friend's home in Somersville, or here at the Cattery. I think either way, you're going to have a great cat for the most part. We will be upfront about their personalities, about their size, their parentage, and if you have any questions about health, I'll be happy to do that. If you want to do a FaceTime call, video call, whatever, I'll be happy to do that as scheduling allows. Thank you for listening to my little bit of a rant, but hopefully it gives you more about me and the program here at Brushy Kreek Coons. Thanks.